Hi, I'm Rob, N1NUG. Today we're going to head out towards eastern Connecticut and meet up with Salty Walt, K4OGO, and we're going to test out some FM CB radio. Now I've got my President George FCC that President sent me a couple of weeks ago, mounted temporarily in the car. This will be the first time I'm taking it mobile. Obviously, it's just installed temporarily here in the car. I actually do have a CB mount inside this console, but I wanted to leave the radio out here so you can see it in the camera while we're driving and doing the test. Otherwise, I would have mounted it in there. Now, I also have a 100% street legal bone stock President Harrison radio over here that's also capable of FM in case we want to test it out or need it for a backup for some reason. Now, the antenna that I'm going to be using is this 4-foot Fire Stick 2. And I've probably had this antenna for close to 30 years, if not more than that. And it seems to work just fine on 11 meters, mounted here on my fender mount on the Suburban. It's no secret that there are hams in the community that look down on those of us that use CB radio, whether we're licensed or not. It doesn't matter to them. They just have a real disdain for anything related to 11 meters. But as of sort of now, 2024, I really think that there's probably a majority of hams, like myself, that got our start on 11 meters and actually still enjoy using 11 meters. I also like to use 11 meters because I think it actually sharpens my skills as a ham radio operator. I was shooting skip, or what hams would say working DX, on this very radio, which is a bone stock street legal President George FCC, meaning it puts out 4 watts on AM and 12 watts or so on sideband. And I was working stations in Texas and I think even into Europe on this very radio. Now, in order to do that, I had to work through several stations, all working each other at the same time. And I was able to still make the contact despite all that noise and distraction caused by the activity on the channel at the time. And I think what that helps me do is tune my ear in so that when I'm on the ham bands and I'm working a pile up either in a contest or a POTA station, field day, something like that, I'm able to just pick out those signals I want and tune out the noise, because I'm able to practice on 11 meters. Now, nobody on CB radio is going to come in and tell me that I'm doing anything wrong, even if I am. But there really is no rule, so you really can't do anything wrong. So like I said, it's a good way to practice and get over that mic fright and train your ear on how to work the ham bands, which are admittedly a little bit more formal and should be than 11 meters. Now, another thing that I was talking to Walt about the other day is that the new FM privileges on the 11 meter band are somewhat underutilized. Well, maybe not somewhat. They are completely underutilized. I've really only ever heard one FM conversation kind of at random on 11 meters. Any other time I've used FM, it's because I've asked somebody in advance to work FM with me, or I've set up my own test here in the house between 2 of my own radios. So anyway, what Walt and I thought we would do is kind of drive out and meet each other at the famous Vanilla Bean Café in Pomfret, Connecticut, which is roughly halfway between where he's currently staying in Rhode Island and where I live in sort of north central Connecticut. We thought we would grab a lunch and also try out FM on 11 meters and see kind of just how it works, play around, and show you that it is a viable mode and try and encourage you to get on and use it. Now, just like I said before when I was talking about using CB radio to kind of practice and hone your skills at working DX and pileups and that kind of a thing, I think you can use FM CB radio to help practice with using FM on ham radio when you're trying to access a repeater, or even if you're doing simplex on VHF or something like that, especially if you're brand new to ham radio. You can get a couple of buddies, get on 11 meters and practice with FM, and nobody's going to tell you you're doing it wrong. It'll help you get familiar with the radio and train your ear to what things sound like when you're using FM. Having said all that, it's time to hit the road, head towards eastern Connecticut, and see if we can hook up with Walt on FM 11 meters. It's actually a good thing I brought a spare radio because something has happened to the George here. I don't know what's going on. I had a good SWR and match and everything, and I was going to try some sideband while I was driving, and the radio will transmit on AM, but I can't switch modes. I can't do anything. I can't access the menu. I'm just getting an error on the screen. I don't know what happened. So I think we're going to switch this radio out for the Harrison and try that, and then see if we can figure out what's wrong with this one later. I just want to cut in here from the future and let you know there was nothing wrong with the President George radio. The problem was a faulty operator. I had somehow locked the radio and didn't realize it. When I got home and hooked up the radio, I immediately realized what the problem was, unlocked the radio, and found that it was working perfectly. Okay there, Walt, I'm hearing you. I'm, I don't know, 4 miles or so out. Should be there in a few minutes, so not too far away. Yeah, likewise. It's appreciate you be willing to do this and coming out this way and testing out some 11 meters with me here. Well, yeah, learning experience, but still pretty cool. I think adding FM to CB is a good move. You want to go to 22? Let's go to 23 and give it a try. Okay, QSL, I'll meet you on 23 in just a minute. How about you there, Salty Walt? 741 trying.
Hey, 741, how you doing there? Yeah, much better. Signal's getting stronger here, too. Good to get you over here. I was getting some noise on 27 there. I think we were getting some skip there from AM, but yeah, you're sounding much better. You must be getting close.
Yeah, I think we still got a little skip here, too, but it's not quite as bad as the other channel, 27. It was covering you up. Yeah, I'm about 2.5 miles out or so, so we're getting close. Signal should be getting stronger.
Yeah, roger that, roger that.
So are you running the President Harrison on your Jeep?
Yeah, put it in yesterday. This is just the Harrison that you got. What rig are you on?
I actually had to bring out my Harrison as well. I was trying the President George, and I started to hit the road, and all of a sudden it quit working. It's giving me error messages.
Oh, well, you're sounding good.
In a quarter mile, continue straight on Connecticut 97 South.
We'll be interested. How we're doing as you're getting closer.
But still getting a lot of that skip that's coming in, so it's interesting how strong that can be.
South.
It really. 741, you still there? Let's go up to channel 25.
Continue on Connecticut 97 South for half a mile.
Okay, let's try this one. How you doing there, Salty Walt? You got me?
741, we got you there, and you're sounding great. You're S9 now, and this is what FM's supposed to be all about, that great sound, and it's starting to sound really good here.
Yeah, this is much better. Boy, it's interesting how strong that skip can be when it rolls in. But yeah, you sound good over here.
Roger that. Yeah, it was crazy because 27, and then when we were down with 23, it was just, you could just hear that skip. On my end, I could hear it in Spanish, so we must be getting some AM out of the Caribbean or something for sure. But yeah, it's sounding real great now. Looks like 25 is going to be the trick.
But I'm also just about here. If I don't miss the driveway, I should see you in the eyeball in just a second.
Hey, roger that. Well, I'll tell you what, then I'm going to we'll call it a moment here, and I'll look for you to pull in, and maybe we'll grab a cup of coffee or something there.
Sounds good to me. We'll see you in a minute. 741 out.
Hey, we'll see you then.
Destination is on the right.
040 out.
Here is the Vanilla Bean Café here in Pomfret. It's a great stop for lunch, that kind of a thing, and you can see behind me that it's also popular with the motorcycles. In fact, I come here sometimes when I'm out riding, but I just don't usually bring the camera and record. But if you're ever in this area, make sure you stop by and grab a sandwich at the Vanilla Bean. So the Vanilla Bean is sort of set up like a traditional deli where you wait in line and then go up to the counter and order what you want. Now, as you can see here, the line was kind of long, but it does move pretty fast. I think we only waited about 5 minutes or so. The overall vibe of the Vanilla Bean is what I'll call sort of rustic New England, with post and beam and lots of wood paneling. Motorcycles are a pretty big section of their clientele here at the Vanilla Bean. You can see they've also thrown a little bit of that theming in as well. All right, what'd you get, Walt?
I got a Reuben, half Reuben, and I love pickles. There's pickles there. And the Hoshmer Diet Cola. I'm going to the Connecticut drink here, being that I am a North Carolina boy, but I'm total local with the Connecticut drink here.
That's the pride of Willimantic, Connecticut.
There you go.
And then I've got the turkey avocado, of course, the pickle on the side, the chips, and I'm going with my standby, the black cherry. I get this every time we get pizza at the local pizza joint. So we just finished up our lunch here at the Vanilla Bean Café. What'd you think, Walt?
Amazing. It was good to get inland a little bit and away from seafood. Actually, yeah, it was great. This place has got a great vibe, and it was an awesome place to eat.
Yeah. Now, we were talking a little bit at lunch. You've got a book that you're working on that should be coming out relatively soon, right? Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what you can tell us about what's going to be in that book.
Yeah, it's going to be my sketches. If people know my channel, I started life in the working world as a draftsman. So this is going to be a book. Kind of back up a little bit. I post a lot of the antennas that I build on social media, like Instagram or whatever. I hand draw and sketch every antenna I built. People are like, man, I want a copy of that. I want a copy of that. And then the ARRL reached out and said, would you like, you're going to put a book together, how about doing it with us? And so we're on our way. So that book should come out hopefully the beginning of next year, first quarter or so of next year. I don't know the title yet. I want to call it Salty Walt's portable antenna sketchbook or something like that. So it's coming.
I think that'll be a great reference for those of us who love to do portable operating. But yeah, Walt, thanks. And I'm going to leave a link to his channel below. I'm sure you've probably already seen his stuff, but if you haven't, the link will be there. And keep an eye out for that book because I think it's going to be great.
Thanks, Rob.
Yep.
741 is 040 Salty Walt there. You got me?
Hey there, Salty Walt. I'm just backing out of here and trying to see if I can get out of here without hitting anybody. It's pretty busy.
The place was very busy. I just rolled out myself and wanted to thank you for a wonderful lunch and a wonderful day. Thanks for meeting up with me. It was so much fun talking a little bit of FM there on the radio here and then talking about ham radio and YouTube as well, man. Thank you so much, brother. Have a great day, my friend.
Yeah, likewise. It was good to finally shake your hand and meet up with you. And like you said, play a little FM 11 meters and talk radio. It's always a good day for that. And thanks again for lunch, too.
Hey, anytime, my friend. We will definitely do this again. I plan on being in New England for a while. Maybe next time we'll meet down by the seashore. We'll play some more FM with another radio another day.
That sounds like a plan. I'm always game for coming down to the shore. So let's plan that out and see what we can do.
Roger that. Okay, my friend, I'm going to hammer him down and head on down the highway and have a good one. Man, reception right now sounds wonderful. I'm loving FM. It sounds great here. But all the best, my friend. 73. My friend 741. This is 040 Salty Walt. All the best, my friend.
Okay, 73 there, Walt. We'll catch you a little later. 040 741 heading west. I had a ton of fun meeting up with Walt and finally getting to shake his hand. We had a great lunch. We talked about ham radio, we talked about CB, we talked about antennas, everything that a couple of radio guys should talk about over lunch, if you know what I mean. We also had a ton of fun trying out 11 meters on our President Harrison radios. I think we showed that this is definitely a viable mode that shouldn't be overlooked. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm looking forward to meeting up with Walt again sometime in the future, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And like I said earlier, if you're not a follower of Walt, make sure you check the link below and head on over to his channel. He's got a lot of good videos too. Anyway, 7-3, thanks for watching.